Good morning, children. Welcome to our English digital class. I am your English teacher. See, children, in the previous video, I had explained the poem very clearly. I hope you all understood it very fine. And in this video, I am going to explain the question answers once again. Question answers. So, children, poem number 1, He Did It, written by Mary Britton Miller. See, children, again I'll explain the glossaries. The first one is conqueror, that is overcome, win over, that is Jay Sadiso, venture, undertaking risky job, unflurred, spread out, humility, humbleness, rigged, provided, stump, to give someone a very difficult problem, foe, enemy, oars, paddles. Okay, next. We'll see the summary of the poem. See, children, the poem He Did It, written by Mary Britton Miller, is depicted about the conquering man. He explored the sea and made some adventures. In the midst of the rough sea, navigator took the challenge and made it possible. When man sailed over sea, he first took wooden pieces and joined them, and then he sailed over the sea. Man took the challenge of the sea and he won over the high waves of the sea. Eventually, man could reach the other end of the world through the sea voyage. The sea finally admits and appreciates the valiant action of the man. The poem also explains how one can win over any trouble or difficult condition in life. So this is about the summary of the poem. She is written about the man who faces many problems in conquering the sea. So man, without losing his hope and confidence, he finally conquered the sea with the confidence and with respect. Next, so we'll see the question answers. First one. Why is the sea so confident the young man will not able to conquer him? See, children, why is the sea so confident that the young man will not able to conquer him? See, the answer is the sea was so confident the young man was not able to conquer him because he was neither a whale or a shark and he could not walk on the waves also. See, so the sea was so confident that he was not a shark or not a whale, and also he could not walk on the waves also. So the sea was so confident that the young man will not able to conquer him. Come to the next question. What did the young man do on listening to the challenge of the sea? See, on listening to the challenge of the sea, the young man made boat that was able to float on a water. See, what did the young man do? He made a boat that was able to float on a water on listening to the challenge of the sea. He accepted the challenge of the sea and he made a boat that was able to float on a water. Then come to the next question. Did the sea think that the young man would be able to make his boat go? How did the young man prove that he could make it go? Yes, do you think? See, the answer is the sea did not think that the young man would be able to make his boat go. But the young man, he made some oars and learned how to row the and move the boat. Yes, he made some oars and he learned how to row the boat. Next, come to the question number 4. What did the sea want to know when the young man was all set to go? Read line 22 and 28. When young man all set to go, the sea wanted to know what we would do when the deep sea swelled up and tossed the boat like a conch shells. See here, when the man made bid to go, that he made a tall mast, he made a oars to learn, and also he learned how to row the boat. The sea wanted to see that how the man will move on the sail on the ship when the high waves come and boat may be dumped in the sea. So, question number 5. Why did the young man make the mast? Yes, why did he make the mast? The young man made the mast with the sail was to catch the high wind in the deep sea. Yes, when the winds come very fast to catch the wind, so he made a tall mast to catch the high winds in the deep sea. Was the sea angry to see ship cross the Atlantic? The answer is the sea was not angry to see the ship to cross the Atlantic. The sea was not angry. It was very happy that man has conquered him. Next, how did the sea shows its greatness of heart? Yes, in the end of the poem, the answer is in the end of the poem, the sea show greatness by saying, I admit, young man, you have conquered me. What did the sea says? In the end of the poem, the sea show greatness by saying, I admit, young man, you have conquered me. The sea admitted the young man, that is, you have conquered me. Come to the question number 8. Do you think the poet is telling a story, or would you take the poem as a reflection or a man conqueror of the sea? Answer: no, it is not a story. The poem is a reflection on a man conquest of the sea. Yes, it is a reflection of a man. It is not a story. How the man conquered the sea without giving with all the difficulties he faced. Next, what is the attitude of the sea when it says, I admit, young man, you have conquered me? There are four options. One is magnanimous, one is submissive and humble, one is generous, one is indifferent. The answer is submissive and humble. That is Namrate Nayaninda. That is submissive and humble. Who is portrayed as the conqueror, the man or the sea? The man portrayed as the conqueror. Here the man is the conqueror. That is, he is the portrait. Next, what aspect of man are described in the poem? The aspects of man is described in the poem is his courage and determination to overcome the forces of nature, to take up challenges and find the solution. Aspect means features of a man is described in the poem is his courageousness, his determination to overcome the forces. Forces means whatever the problems of the nature, to take up the challenges and find the solution. So these are the features described in the poem. Yes, explain. And when he saw with considerable awe that Columbus himself was one of them. Considerable awe means with respectful. The sea challenges the man that he cannot conquer it, but young man made a boat with the oars and to row it, and he put up a mast with the sails and ventured into a sea to discover the world. On seeing this, the sea was filled with respect and appreciation for the young man's effort. This is what the poet said to the young man. What picture of the sea do you get from the poem? The picture of the sea that comes to our mind is that for a mighty water body who thought it was too powerful to be conquered, and it watched man conquer it with humility. Yes, come to the match the following. You cannot walk what he made. See the second column, that is the right answer. You cannot walk. What he made? He made a boats. You cannot make the boats to go. Then what he made? He made oars. That is paddle. And also he learned how to row the boat. You cannot venture out when I swell. That is, you cannot take a risky job. Then what did the man make? He made a tall mast to catch the high winds of the deep sea. Next, he said with a show of humility, I admit, young man, you have conquered me. What does the world you refer to? Here the world you refer to the young man. You means that is young man. What aspect of man is described in the poem? Here the aspect of man is described in the poem is hard-working man. Yes, he's not a lazy man, but he's a very hard-working man. He tried and finally he became successful in conquering the sea. When did the speaker say this word? Yes, when did he say? After conquering the sea, the speaker said this word to the young man. When the young man finally conquered the sea, then then he said that I admit, young man, you have conquered me. These words are said by the sea to the young man. Okay, children. I hope you all understand this all the lesson. This all the question answers, and write this all the question answers and poem in your class book very neatly and correctly. Okay, children. Thank you.